I don't know where my glasses went.
Hey, Jay.
Oh, there they are. Yeah.
Jay. Jay.
Yeah.
Guess what I was doing while you're doing that.
Recording it. Good. I want the whole world to see. People. I guess we should just cross. What else can we do?
Well, Heath, you know.
It seems like crossing is the only idea.
True, but should we gather the help? Don't worry. You may be a goblin, but we still take your opinion onto hand. See, we can gather a small force. See, what we could do, we could gather a small force from the towns locally, send them here to help defend and hold off the orcs for the time being, then seek help from the dwarves later on to bring a larger army to actually crush the orcs where they are.
But that could take too long.
It could.
We would still need to send someone further south.
Yeah.
Would the
What about the Draconians?
Would the undead outside not prove enough resistance for these orcs?
It's true they could, but if they find out that the undead are only on the other side of the river, they may just attack from this side. And that means we'll get the full force of the orcs against us, which means we only would need a small amount of men to guard this side of the wall. But we don't have that many men at the moment, which is why we need that smaller force. Like, we need taking a guess, we may need about 1,000 men at least to guard these wolves alone. They don't have to be the best, they can just... Sorry. Heath?
What about the Draconians?
The Draconians we haven't heard of in many years. They do not wish to speak to us mortals. Like, they consider themselves, well, as you would know, they would consider themselves descendants of behemoths. They would not fall for us and help us in our ways. There's also been rumors that the orcs have already made it up that far.
Damn.
Indeed. So I guess our best option would be to scour the smaller villages surrounding, see if there are any survivors, and if they would be willing to offer their assistance.
For war and, I guess, harvest.
But not just that, you can also inquire into the Church of Palor and see if they can help us. I would say other churches as well, but I personally have experienced clerics of Palor, and they have been the best at doing their job.
Then we'll do that.
Alright.
Is everyone good with that?
Is everyone okay with this?
Because no one's talking. Is everyone okay with our plan?
I think they're still...
Or not?
I still think one of them's still cut up on passing the friend. He turns to you, Ziltoid, and says, I do see that it's affected you a lot more than others, and I presume he was a good friend of yours.
I will place a comforting hand on Ziltoid's shoulder.
He saved my life many times. He was very nice, I guess.
And I'd hate to impose, but a party of 3 is not enough to send out, which is why I have brought Heath along and I have brought Pothole along. Heath is, as you know, the paladin around these parts. He's a good guy. I don't know much about him. I was not told. What kind of guy are you, Heath? Jay,
nice
explain your character.
I'm a healer.
Yeah, Jay, when we look at your character, what does he look like? Explain us what we see.
Okay. I've got red eyes. I have a scar going across my face. But I'm covered up with armor. So you can't really see who I am.
What kind of armor?
Runic plate armor.
Runic plate armor.
I've got a heavy shield in one. I've got a heavy shield, and I've got a long sword of submission.
Okay. So that's what you see.
So I've got So I've got a long sword, a really heavy shield, and I'm wearing runic armor, and you can barely see me. Like you can barely see my body. You
Yeah,
can see
you can
just my
just see
you
the
can see
plate
just
armor.
my face.
He's basically a mass of metal with man inside. He's like the Iron Man, but without the special powers and the
Yeah. So yeah,
fire.
I've got red eyes. I've got red eyes and a scar across my face.
Okay. I'm also
You could
sending
do with more armor.
I'm also sending Pothole along with you. And then he turns to him and says, "I'm sorry we couldn't find parts for you. I know that's why you were here, but the dwarfs to the north might be a good idea for you, seeing as they are very good with tinkering. I know there's gnomes up there as well, and they have previously dwelled into the magics and the arts of building Warforged, using the minerals and using the metals that the dwarves dig up through their mountains. It might be an idea for you to go north to find your parts."
We should just go. I reckon. Look, we go to the dwarves and try and guess that, like, get them to help us. That's the only way. And on the way, we'll go through towns. Okay.
All right.
Really decided.
It's
Where's
two
that
tasks
lady
in
that
one.
teleports and gets stabbed with a cowbell?
We don't know. She said something about stepping into the Feywilds for a bit. Maybe the death took hard to her. I did see,
Who's this?
when I was mildly talked to you guys before, I did see an affection in her eye towards the half-orc who died. So she might be disappearing into the Feywilds for a little bit, just
I
to relax,
Who is
cares-
this
cares
person?
about her feelings.
I
Jeez.
suppose.
She
Anyway.
didn't know dread like I did.
To the point, I guess. And he kind of puts his hand over towards the old man, who kind of stands there for a bit, stares at him and goes, "Oh, right, yes. And you see him walk off, kind of clanking away. And he walks into a door. It's kind of like a 10-minute thing, and you hear crash, bang, wobs. These bloody things. And he comes out with a bag. And he kind of hands it to Liara. And he said, "This is for you, for the travels." And he kind of plunks it down in your hand, and you kind of feel this bag fall into your hands, and it kind of feels like the objects inside of metal and of round. So you think they're coins, basically. He hands you that, and he says, "That's everything that the Lord taken from all our wages over the years. He kind of docked us of our pay, and he kept them in a bag. I've never counted them myself, but yes, you may have it and use it." And he said, "Yeah, this," and the knight speaks up and said, "Yes, this is what we can offer you for your travels. Use it the best way you can. Use it for the travel. Use it for buying horses, buying water, buying food, staying in inns. Even use it to bribe some of the towns. Tell the towns that you'll pay for them to send their armies over. Anything that you would find this useful, please use it to your full consent. We guess around 2,000 to 3,000 gold pieces in there. Not to mention maybe 3 or 4 ruby gems in there, but we don't know how valuable they are."
Thank you for your generosity in this, though.
That's
We
alright.
will use the.
You
We will
guys,
take your quest.
you're welcome to stay here as long as you want, up until you feel like you need to leave, but time is of the essence. Sadly, we cannot give you any horses, because the only way to get a horse out of this part of the city is to lower the drawbridges, which would bring the zombies across, or for you to ride into the city of zombies. So the best idea is you to climb the wall and go by foot. It does mean it will take you twice as long to get to most places, but sadly this is the only option, unless you find horses on the way. Obviously you can drop into the first town and buy horses to get you out of there straight away, but like, it's up to you.
I reckon we should just go on foot.
I reckon the same. It's been raining for a few days, so I don't believe that horses. Well, for a few months, but I don't believe that horses would actually be beneficial in that kind of terrain.
Yeah. Alright. No worries. If there's any more you wish of me, please ask. If there's anything you wish to say, please say. Otherwise, I have matters to attend to. We need to start building, we need to start preparing for these men to come and prepare for the armies to invade.
I think we should just take our leave.
Yeah, I believe we should leave immediately. Is everyone else in agreement?
Yes.
Yep.
He offers his hand to everyone. Obviously, you guys shake, kind of goodbye, wishing you each well. The old man does a small bow and kind of walks off into the distance into a room, kind of hobbling away. And he leads you to the door, and he opens up and closes it. You guys are currently in the front entrance of the hall, with the two stairwells going up, and then the big front door and the stairwell underneath the stairs. The hallway door which are underneath the stairs. You guys don't actually have your possessions on you at the moment. They're still up in your rooms, which ironically have been in the rooms that you were trapped in before. They kept you in the dungeons because there was nowhere else to put you guys. But
You sleep in that big bed in the Lord's room.
That's right. No, yeah, that's right. Liara had been staying in the big bed in the Lord's room with the knights, who also wanted it, and they've been fighting it over. Nothing. Oh, did anything happen, Liara?
Maybe.
Maybe. She doesn't kiss and tell.
I don't kiss and tell.
Yeah. Pothole, you don't sleep. You just wander around. You wander around and maintain things as you go. So, before you guys leave the castle, is there anything you want to do?
I gotta grab my character sheet.
Go for it.
Before we leave the castle, we should probably get our possessions. That'd
I
probably
believe
be
we have our possessions. I have my possessions.
The majority of your stuff, like your adventurer's gear, your rations, your torch and stuff, you wouldn't carry around all the time. You might carry your armor around all the time, but do remember that's like 50, 60 kilos of plate mail that you're going to be walking around every day in that you don't need to wear. So would your character wear that all the time, everywhere where he would go? She would go, sorry?
No way.
Well, I was like a guard of the place, so I'd wear mine.
You'd probably wear your clerical outfit, but maybe not your plate mail, because you're probably in the clerical order, so you'll be wearing your robes, your green, your white robes with the green slips kind of down the middle. Yeah.
I mean, my black robe with my white strips going down the middle.
Yeah, your black robe with the white strips down the middle. I do apologize. With green scarf. Pothole, is there anything you want to do before you leave? You can talk out of character just to say what you are.
I want to go get my...
I guess, I don't know. All I have on me is my sword. That's all I ever have on me.
Now?
No, he's talking out of character.
It's out of character.
It's like Bumblebee. What a miracle!
Which is like...
I can talk, I
like
can't talk anymore.
out of character.
Well,
Like, we're just
Ziltoid doesn't carry much on him, so he just wear everything that he has on him at all times because he doesn't really trust people. It's not that much.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
All I have on
Alright,
me is
I'm
my
gonna go
sword.
put on my gear and maybe say goodbye to that night.
Okay. You can
Yeah,
Say
you,
goodbye to-
you managed to catch him. You managed to catch him just before he leaves to go talk to some guards, and you guys can have a quiet moment together. Anyone else want to do anything before they leave?
I've got nothing to do. I'm a very straightforward character.
No worries. So you're kind of waiting out the front for them, I guess?
Yeah.
You'd
I'm just
notice
standing
it's
there with my
about,
stuff.
being outside now, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You had this meeting
Yeah.
about maybe 12 o'clock, so you've spent about 2 hours just organising your shit and putting it together. Frisko, is there anything
Okay.
you do?
I'm gonna quickie if you're me.
Am I able to go around and probably sell my gems or my rubies?
You would if there were shops. Because of the current situation, the gems have no cost at the moment because there's nowhere to sell it to.
Yeah. True.
So yeah. But the next town, I guess you were asking around, and you know that there's a jeweler in the next town that you'd be able to sell those gems to. And every time you've shown people these gems, they've been amazed at how clear and how pristine they are. And
Cool.
every time you show someone that, you just you just see that you're so much more proud of what you are, of what you collected while you were looting the destroyed town. Yeah, okay, you tell me, how big are these rubies? You tell me how big these rubies are.
I honestly don't know, like, barely about this size, maybe the size of my head.
Alright, so you've got 4 rubies the size of your head, just kind of floating around in your bags. God, that'll take up so much room. Okay, but yeah.
Well, actually.
Alright, so you guys are ready to leave, I presume? Everyone's got everything they need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heath, Heath, you got everything you need?
Yep.
Alright.
I messed up.
Everything I need.
can each of you do a roll 20 for me, plus athletics? This is to see if you can actually climb over the top of this 20-foot tall, roll. Pothole, you... oh! Anyone else gonna do a roll 20?
Is it athletics?
Yeah, athletics.
Wait,
Give me a second.
where's my freaking athletics? Oh, here we go.
Okay, so, none of you managed to get over. None of you can actually get
Hey,
a
I didn't,
grip on...
hey.
Oh, you
give
haven't
me a
gone?
sec.
Go on then. Go on, Heath.
Neither have I.
No, you have. I saw you before. Okay.
No,
So-
that's the first time
You
I rolled.
athletics is 11? Holy shit, alright. Fuck it. So, Heath and Pothole, being living in this castle for so long, have known how these walls work and just managed to scale up the other side, cop over to the other side. When it's the rest of the party's turn,
One hand.
you guys, well, I guess I presume for Liara, because she's got a 60 kilos of bulk armor on, that she can't actually lift herself up to get up. She kind of finds it and slips and kind of slips. But you guys can have multiple goes, so I'll get another round of stuff. Frisko,
High five, Pop.
you knowing you as a goblin who steals stuff, you normally can't. You should be able to do this, and you're finding it very weird that you can't climb up. And Ziltoid, you're just too overwhelmed with emotion at the moment. So
Expect me
Liara,
to
you
climb
managed
over
to climb
this.
over. Actually,
Wait, did I make it?
no, you did not. You missed it by 1. You try and pull yourself
is
up
really
again, it's just not working. I'll let you have one more roll, Liana.
And then I'm stuck there.
Or you would have to find another way. Or get someone to help you.
Oh,
Ah.
Oh, yes!
Yep.
Oh,
You just
crap.
grab hold of it and just pull yourself up. Just manage to pull yourself up and just kind of fling yourself over the other side.
Well, that looks easy. Let's try this
Yeah.
again.
that was a bit
Ziltoid's turn.
serious.
Yep, Ziltoid, you're able to grab hold of it and pull yourself up as well. Frisko? Everyone else has scaled the ball, it's just down to you now.
Oh shit.
Is it Frisko being a thief and just wanting to show off, because you've got your spiked boots on, you just stick them into the wall and you just climb yourself up off the wall. You ignore the rope. You realise
wait,
the rope
yeah.
was your downfall, and you realise just climbing the wall and getting your fingers into the holes like Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed style is the best way to go.
He just uses one hand to go up. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah, he just grabs it by one hand and just. So you guys are
Just
on the
like
other
this
side of
face.
you guys are on the other side of the wall at the moment. On your left hand side is the dock area and the docks,
Let's
the early docks into.
Two
Where are
guys.
we? You good? You good? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm
this,
good.
it's like the small dock area where the fishermen go out and drop off their fish kind of area.
I'm gonna go finish.
Okay.
Where's the fish?
You don't actually see any zombies on the left-hand side, and you notice... Sorry, that gate is
Okay, this way.
closed on the left-hand side, so the gate to the main part of town is closed on the other side of the river. You also notice that this river has quadrupled since the last time you see it, and you see actually some of the docks have actually fallen into the water, being pushed down, and it's currently raining incredibly hard at the moment. But you can see the path which would lead towards going north. You see the path that winds and leads north towards Bina.
Guys, I think we should go to Bina.
I think we should get away from this river. It's not a very nice river to
No,
be
I would
around.
like to get away from the water in general. I am sick of this pain.
I don't like water.
Let's just
I'm
get
kidding.
out of here.
I like water.
Alright.
Oh, let's go. Let's close the path. We'll go to the town and just move our way towards dwarves from there.
We can just follow the river.
Or we could do that. If you want to.
Alright.
I'm
So
just
you
following.
guys follow the river
We can
north.
fly.
We're following the river?
You're following
I
the
want
river.
to follow.
You notice that
follow
there's a
the-
part of it that has a small bridge that you can get across. Like the water is pretty much the water on the top level is at the same level as the river. So it's like this little wooden bit that goes over the top, but the river's actually flowing over the top of it slightly. It's like a couple of millimeters worth of water that's going over the top of it. But you're able to cross fine. So once you go up, you spend about like a day walking. So it's coming up to maybe about 6 o'clock in the evening. and you notice that there is a group of people up ahead of you. Looks like they've got a broken... looks like they've got themselves a broken wagon. So you'd like a wagon that's kind of pulled by horses. You notice that the horses are kind of to the side, being tied up, and just kind of left there to graze. There's two there, and you notice that there's a couple of what look like town guard, because they're wearing like chainmail with bits of plate metal here and there, like three-quarter mail kind of thing. And you see that they're trying to fix a wheel that seems to be bogged in the rain. By the time you see them, they see you, and they start waving over at you and trying to call you over.
I'm gonna walk over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I'm going to walk over too.
Okay.
I'm following.
I'll wave back.
everyone.
I'll wave back.
I'm just going to follow.
Okay. You see one of the ones with like chainmail on looks over, kind of looks like he's having a conversation to who would you presume the leader, because he's got more mail on than the rest. And the smaller one kind of runs over to you. And you guys come and go, hey guys, can you give us a hand? We kind of got bogged down over here.
We'll give you a hand.
So,
Beautiful.
I'm more
Come
good
on,
with that.
come on over. Give us a hand. See what you can do. You guys are running over.
We'll walk over.
Okay, he's
Yep.
running back.
Basically,
He's running back, so he's a little bit ahead of you.
Okay. So how many people are there?
You notice 3. There is, let me double check. I've written this down. Yes, you notice that, no, there's 4. So there's 2 trying to push it the back, 2 trying to pull it, and then you got the guy in charge who's kind of got his foot against it with his hand on his hip saying, oh, come on, push harder, push harder. Come on, you can do it.
Do you need
And
a
then-
hand?
Yes, that would actually help a lot. Why don't you, can we get the robot guy on the front, the big lad in chainmail, then the plate mail on the back, and the little lass on the back as well. You two don't look strong enough to do anything, so stay back for a bit. He points towards Frisko and Ziltoid.
Oh,
Alright, I need, can I get an athletics
flip
check
them
of
off.
everyone? Okay, you flip him off. He doesn't notice because he turns back in time and gets ready to heave. So he says, 1, 2, 3, heave!
I hate how to type this. It's so annoying. I have to get used to doing this.
It's the exact same thing that we just did, right?
Same thing you just did.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay,
Okay.
that's 1, 2, 3. Yep. From you being able to push it from different angles, you're able to pull it out. And he says, "Ah." He kind of, and you're able to push it a bit away. He's like, that's it. One more push. Do a second roll for me.
oh, for fuck's sake.
You
I'm just
should
gonna
have
like
helped him.
copy paste this stuff.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, you just push it straight out, and it comes free, and it kind of goes for a bit. And he goes, oh, and they all kind of sit down and lie down, kind of sit in the mud. You notice they're just drenched through. It's like, we've been out here for so long trying to get this out. Like, we because of all this rain, it's just made it so hard to travel. We get bogged every other minute if we don't get out. He, one of the small fellow quickly runs over to the horses, and he starts untying them, and he's looking out towards the forest, kind of looking away, kind of looking. You also notice the other 2 are kind of looking out towards the forest as well, kind of looking around.
So where are you guys from?
Oh, we're from the Truffle. Yeah, we're from Truffle. We just recently traveled up from there.
Are you going back there?
Right.
Oh no. We have family there. They're fine. So we're just traveling up north to sell some wares.
From Truffle.
Yeah, from Truffle.
Right.
Wait, what?
Perhaps you should try not lying to the people who just helped you unbog your wagon.
Is that a diplomacy check or an insight check?
That's diplomacy.
Go on.
We know what's going on.
Beautiful.
I kind of nudge Frisko and laughing.
He kind of goes, well, and then he just kind of smiles and put his hands on his hips and he goes, fine then. And he kind of clicks up as you hear arrows fly over the top of your head. Roll for initiative. I need one of you to roll a 1d10.